Welcome back to our YouTube channel, everybody. For those of you who are new, welcome to our YouTube channel. We appreciate it. What we will be discussing today is
why some of your business does not belong on social media. Not at all.
So one common thing that we always see is people posting their relationship business on Facebook. And that's something that's like I guess a pet peeve of mine. Just because it's like you're putting out your whole business on Facebook, Twitter, social media, Snapchat, whatever it may be. You're just putting out your business.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. And the thing about it is whether you're in a relationship, whether, you guys are just dating or you're married, it's supposed to be between you guys. Because once you open it up to social media, then you pretty much letting everybody in your relationship. So it's like we know all of your business now. We know what's going on. We know how you feel. And that could be a bad place because, like I said, you're letting other people in your relationship. And that could cause a lot of different problems.
So I think what you were really trying to get into was like letting them see the business, like, right. I don't like when they do this, like you're putting that on social media. Right. It's okay to like share, like, I know some people are like, well, people are just sharing the happy things and stuff on social media. It's nothing wrong with that, honestly, because once you show people like the things that you're going through in your relationship, then that just gives them way to come in and just give their opinion. And then that's when you start having even more problems. So it's really when you post like the bad things is when the problems start to come in, because you start getting opinions from people, and then then things in your mind just start to change. So I think that's what you meant, like when we say putting your business out there, we mean like the business that belongs to you, like the things that you don't need to share with anyone else.
Yeah, so you should have put your business out there if you guys are in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
So if you're arguing, if you're going through any issues, you don't want to share that with other individuals.
At that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that moment, I guess, like when it's an actual problem. But like if it's a resolved issue, then
you're like,
different.
Yeah, and then you're like trying to put it out there so you can help other people kind of get through what you've been through, then it's different. Then you can like share, kind of like what we do, because we like to, like, after we've gone through some things, then we're like, okay, we're both healed from it, we've talked about, discussed it, now we can go, and because we want to help people, we're going to go talk about how we solve this problem. And then if people still have their like opinions and everything to come in, we already know where we stand. But when you're in that vulnerable state, you're like still trying to get through the process, and then it may take even longer to get through that process. Then
you have people commenting and giving their input.
Yeah.
And then you might agree with them like, yeah, I didn't think about that.
And it may be the wrong advice that they're giving you.
Right. Because the thing about it is when you put your business, on social media, you don't put the whole story.
Yeah.
So some people just get a little pieces, and they go off of that and they just give their input. So that can affect a lot of different things, especially if you allow that to influence your relationship. And then in addition to that, another thing I see is, degrading your significant other. A lot of people talk about, their spouse or their significant other, when they're going through a lot of different issues. And that's a bad reflection upon yourself. Because think about it. If I'm in marriage, if we're married, we are married, obviously, and I'm sitting there talking about her on social media, tearing her down, oh, I hate when she does that, or she's so annoying with this or that. And that's a bad reflection on me. The decisions I make, they're like, well, you married, or you're with that person, and you sitting there talking about them.
Yeah.
So you don't realize, like, it's a bad look on yourself as well. And it's like, dang, like when I see that on social media, I'm just like, man, like, she really just sitting there talking about her man, or he talking about his woman like that, and it's crazy. Like, you're not supposed to like disrespect or like dishonor that person in public.
Yeah.
You got to handle that business behind closed doors. Like with us, like we dealt with a lot of issues, but people don't know that. They think like we perfect. Yeah. And that's because like we private. Like we don't just tell anybody our business like that. We're not about to go out and and sometimes it may be hard. A lot of people, what I think, do is vent on Facebook because they may not have anybody to talk to. So that's why it's important to find somebody where you can vent, where you can be vulnerable with, because you don't want to put that out to the public to see. And that's what I think is a big thing. Just people needing somebody to vent to. Yeah. So they use social media to vent, to tell their problems, because they may not feel like, anybody really cares.
You have to think of it like, I think sometimes when people are on social media, because they don't have someone to talk to, they're like, okay, if I put this on here, then maybe someone will reach out.
Right.
Or maybe like, I don't think people think fully like how many people they're reaching when they put their business on Facebook, because even though like you may not get like a lot of likes or comments, I know I be seeing stuff and I'm like, okay, but I'm not commenting or anything on it, but I'm just like, okay, this person definitely needs someone to talk to. I mean, more people may see it than you actually think. So you just gotta be conscious of like, who do you really want to see this? Like, how do you want people to see you? I think people look at social media as a way as, huh? You got your drink? Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, close the door. Thank you.
I think social media should be a way where you want to show like everything that's happening to you, happening with you, or things that you have overcome. Because I know some people are like, well, I don't want people to think that I'm perfect and all this and that. What's wrong with other people thinking that? Like, I don't think it's bad for people to think that you're like, everything is good, like going great and everything with you. Especially if you know that you have people to talk to when you go through things. And then you can come on social media and show like, okay, if this is what you want to do, this is what I've been through, this is now like where I'm at, and like I'm growing. Like, you want to show people your growth and stuff on social media. I don't think it's a place where you want to like degrade yourself or degrade others. I think that's important for people to recognize with social media, just in general, even with relationships or not. Like, if you're not in a relationship right now, like, just think about how you want people to see you on social media. You want to be a light. We want to be a light to the world in general, and we want to be a light to the world as Christians. We don't want someone to come on our Facebook page or Instagram page and say, "Oh, they just don't seem happy at all." Like, you want others. I know us, as we're trying to be influencers, we don't want others to come to our page and see like our story and see like how we've grown over the few years and see like how God has really uplifted us. Like, I know I see a lot of posts. Do you see a lot of posts where people are like, y'all trying to be happy on social media, but in real life you're miserable? Yeah, I think when it gets to that point, that's when you should take a break from social media. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how do you feel about that?
I just feel like that. I think you have to have a balance from posting. Like, it's good to post positive stuff, but I don't think you should do it to the extent to where you're like faking like your happiness.
Yeah.
So if you don't got nothing good to say, just don't post. You don't have to post.
Right, you don't have. I think that's what some people
But I'm saying,
think.
like, if you do want to share something like positive, then do it. But don't do it to where you faking like you happy when you're really not happy. So that's what I mean. But I think you could post like if you having like a bad day or something. But I think the main thing is just like not posting something that's supposed to be private. Don't put your personal business out there. Like, if you like, man, I just had a rough day today. These wasn't going well. You know what I'm saying? That's something that people can connect with. Yeah. But don't sit there and post like, oh, like my relationship is just terrible. He did this.
So this is why I'm having a bad day. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't
too much detail.
Don't put too much detail. But you could be broad with it. You can have a balance, because obviously everything's not going to be perfect. So I think that's a big thing. And so just really just knowing when you should and shouldn't post certain things about your relationship. Yeah. On social media. So that's really just the main thing. Don't put you guys' personal business out there. You got to keep it between you two. Yeah. Don't degrade the other person on social media. Don't talk about them. Oh, they're a terrible person, or they this and that. Like, that's understandable. Like, we understand, like, you guys may not even be together. You know, what if they're like your baby daddy or your baby mother? That's probably like another thing I see all the time. Yeah. Them talking about them. But at the end of the day, that's still your child's parent.
And think about when your child gets older and can actually read those posts.
Right. They're like, dang, you talking about them like that? Like, that's my father, that's my mother. And then people looking back at you like, well, you had a baby with them, and you the one looking stupid. So, like, we can understand, like, you guys may not be on good terms.
You're not looking stupid, you're looking ignorant.
And stupid.
No,
both.
That's stupid.
Man, look, some people just be looking like, bro, like, why is you really, I'm telling you, like, when I see it, it's like a reflection of them. Yeah. And for some people, it may be a repetitive mistake. Right. Like, keep making the same mistake over.
And people blame the catch on to that,
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people catch on to that stuff. And it's like, damn, they just put their business out there. Yeah. Like, with me, or I guess you could say us, like, it's just not a lot. You can see it. You don't know much. It's hard. Yeah. because we're private, and I believe that's where marriages and relationships are the strongest, is when it's between the two. And it may expand between a couple individuals that we trust, to share certain information with.
Right.
But majority don't know a lot of different things.
Y'all not getting in my business.
So that's the main thing, man. Just keep it between you two.
Yeah.
And you guys will flourish, I'm telling you. So don't put your business out there, because people eat it up. They love drama. You gotta remember
Love
that.
it, man.
They love seeing your downfall too, and they love seeing when you're going through a lot of different things. Like, man, that's crazy. Well, that's what they get.
Yeah.
So just make sure you be intentional in your relationship.
Be smart with what you're sharing.
If you're married or getting married, engaged, or in a relationship, work on that. Don't post your business on there. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yes, we did.
Keep your business off social media. And until next time.
Until next time.